Everyone, and welcome back to Annihilation RC, where the chaos is the biggest component of this competition. Big hiatus we went on for the holidays, but we are back now and better than ever as we have a tough lineup of fights set up to continue the season. Uh, a big fight we got going on is Dark Matter versus Mammoth. Dark Matter currently sitting at an 0-1 record after losing to Copperhead. Mammoth also sits 0-1 after a loss to Overkill, so these two definitely have a grudge to settle to get 1-1. Meanwhile, Ribot is currently 1-0 after a big win against Double Tap. Ribot is definitely looking to stay and go 2-0 while it's facing off against Pizza Time 0-1 after a huge loss knockout to Heatwave. But our fight of the night, the main event, Bulldozer and Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor 0-1 after a huge loss against Endgame. Meanwhile, Bulldozer also 0-1 after a loss to Metal Siege. These are two robots definitely looking for redemption here, and the main event title fight is a good enough spot as any to get into the 1-1 column. But to kick things off, we got a big fight of offense versus defense going on. We got Osprey, who got a good win against Armageddon and ended 1-0. Meanwhile, Lumas Plow got a loss against Blip. It's currently 0-1, so these two definitely are looking for something to prove. Osprey started out as an undercard match, so its fight wasn't as impressive as some of the others, and so it's looking for its first main card debut. So let's see how these two do. Here we go. Two robots looking to make an impression. Osprey debuted as an undercard matchup. Lumas Plow, currently 0-1. Osprey getting some good hits to start. Throwing Lumas Plow around. These are some good shots he's showing. A big hammer shot on Lumas Plow. It's got to be careful of those hazards. It needs to be the one using those and not Osprey. Currently it's up on the screws. This is not a good spot for it. Lumas Plow is obviously at a disadvantage. It does not have a weapon. But Osprey is... Oh, never mind. Alright, well, congratulations to Osprey on that one there. It's going to move on 2-0. Lumas Plow 0-2. So now we're going to go on to Dark Matter and Mammoth, 2 0-1 bots. So let's see how these two fight. 0-1 bots looking for redemption here. Dark Matter swinging up at Mammoth, getting that bar spinner, cranking. The hazard's getting in the way though for these two. A big hit there by Dark Matter. Mammoth looking to regroup. Another huge shot there. You gotta see how these shots affect these two robots. Mammoth has an insanely big lifting bar, but it is not that good against spinners like this. As you can see, Dark Matter is just going to work on Mammoth. But these are some good counter shots by Mammoth. Mammoth is able to counter Dark Matter by just caging him in, but it's also high risk, high reward. So you cage in a bot like Dark Matter. Yes, it gets you some good control points. Meanwhile, Dark Matter is damaging Mammoth itself, so it's all a matter of big hits, and there goes a wheel off of Mammoth. Now Dark Matter is currently in full control of this fight, and Mammoth is left wondering how to get out of this. A bit over 90 seconds, so this is where Mammoth needs to use that lifting bar and try to get Dark Matter out of this. It's currently trapped in the corner. Dark Matter, a bit unsure what to do here. Another huge hit, and Mammoth goes flying. Alright, so the referee did call that fight, and it awarded the win to Dark Matter there, so big win to keep Dark Matter afloat. 1-1 now. Mammoth now 0-2, and big danger. So let's go on to Ribot versus Pizza Time. Ribot went 1-0 against Double Tap, and we saw some great driving out of Ribot in this fight. It's a very powerful, very low vertical spinner, 4-wheel drive. So a lot of people think that robots with this kind of, design have the advantage, and so Ribot is definitely the favorite coming in here. Meanwhile, Pizza Time is 0-1, and it is currently looking like a very good defense spot, but against Heatwave it got thrown around, but Heatwave is a very powerful vert, so this could be good redemption for Pizza Time. It is the underdog here, but you know what they say, underdog makes for better winners. Pizza Time looking to redeem itself against Ribot. Ribot running him out of the screws, and whatever just happened there, I have no idea. Ribot currently running over Pizza Time and throws him out of the arena. Alright, well, we said Pizza Time was looking to redeem itself. Doesn't look like that's what happened. And so we're going to move on. Ribot now 2-0, Pizza Time 0-2. Emulsifier 1-0 after a big win against Shredder Bro. And it's going to be facing off against Danger Zone. Danger Zone, one of the Battle RC robots that comes in with the game. Currently, it got 1-0 against a huge bar spinner and Blindside. So let's see how these two face off. Two high-powered spinners. These two robots looking to go 2-0. Danger Zone pulling up that blade. Emulsifier gets a big shot on Danger Zone there. Danger Zone looking to finish this fight early. Emulsifier throwing Danger Zone around. Some big hits right now by Emulsifier. Danger Zone looking to capitalize on a driving mistake, though. That's the thing with a lot of these horizontal spinners, especially the ring spinners like Danger Zone. You make one driving mistake and you will get punished for it, but currently Emulsifier hanging low on the sticks. Danger Zone kind of got one off balance there. Emulsifier capitalizing, gets a big shot. Exposed its flank to Danger Zone, but wasn't good enough for Danger Zone to get a hit in. Ooh, big shot by Emulsifier. That took a piece off of Danger Zone, it looks like. Maybe it might be a wheel of some kind. Emulsifier currently going all in on Danger Zone here. This looks like a very destructive bout. Danger Zone on the ropes early here, and some big shots on Emulsifier. Danger Zone trying to pick up the scoreboard a little. It's currently definitely looks like it is on the lower end of things right now. Emulsifier just dominating. There's some good hits by Danger Zone. Almost throws it out of the arena. Emulsifier continuing to go after Danger Zone here. But Danger Zone is not giving up. And another hit by Danger Zone here. A lot of shots being made by both robots. This could knock out most robots right now. Some big hits by Danger Zone. Emulsifier looks like its drive is a bit damaged. Might have lost half his drive here. Danger Zone starting to pull together now, get some big hits on here. Emulsifier is flushed. Only 20 seconds left in this action-packed fight. Which robot is going to get the final move? Danger Zone throws Emulsifier onto the kill size. It's been big gaining up points in this last minute. Danger Zone all over Emulsifier. Can Emulsifier stay to the final battle? It does. We go to the judges. So we had a very split decision. A lot of the judges took a lot of different variables into account for each judge. But we came together and a split decision was made. The winner by split decision, Danger Zone. So after a very fantastic comeback by Danger Zone, we now go on to Scorpios versus Riptide. Scorpios currently 0-1 in a fight against Fusion. Meanwhile, Riptide is looking very good in a 1-0 fight against Horizon. These two bots are definitely looking to put some more leeway on their board. Scorpios are looking for redemption, but these are two robots that are going to be looking for a knockout early, so let's see who wins. Riptide starts out getting under Scorpios. Good start by Riptide. Scorpios getting thrown all over the place. Riptide already at a very hot start, and there goes another big hit by Riptide. Riptide on Scorpios all over the place. Can Scorpios get out of there? He cannot. Well, a great win by Riptide to send Scorpios out of the arena. It's going to move up 2-0. Now our next fight, Siren versus Devil Forge. Devil Forge came off of a very good win against Stingray. Meanwhile, Siren is currently 0-1, lost a fight to Quantum. I think these two are two of the very most interesting control bots. Devil Forge is one of the only flamethrower bots in the game. Siren with its front hinge flipper, it should be a bit interesting to see how it goes in this fight, so let's see. Let the bot battle begin. Devil Forge putting its flame on Siren. Lifting Devil Forge onto the screws there. That's a good start by Siren. Devil Forge upside down. Siren looking to capitalize on that. But that flamethrower is still very dangerous. Siren does not want its engines overheating. That Oda zone is looking very good for Siren now. It needs a... Is it stuck on the kill saw though? Looks like it might be. Devil Forge does save it. Some good sportsmanship there. Siren controlling a good bit of this fight. Devil Forge needs to self-right. That flamethrower is a good offense, but defensively it's not going to be doing much, and neither will that. Well, Siren does get some redemption in. Ends in 1-1. Devil Forge also 1-1. So now we go to Armageddon versus Uno. Uno currently 0-1 after a loss to Triton. Armageddon, a very interesting robot. What it does, I'm not exactly sure, but it did lose its first fight against Osprey. It did have one very good moment where it flipped Osprey, though, but I really don't know what Armageddon does. Two robots looking for redemption. Uno, box rushes Armageddon. Armageddon stuck against the screws right now. Uno looking to secure some points. Almost trying to get Armageddon out of the arena, maybe. Armageddon just hanging back, doing whatever it seems. Almost got Uda there, but it managed to stay alive. Takes flight right there. Wow. You never know a shot like that. Uno is pulling out all the stops, pulling out the +8 card. Meanwhile, Armageddon is just floating. Maybe... I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. Don't forget, this is Armageddon's main card debut. It is searching for a way to save itself, because if it loses this, it may already be game over. Currently, almost gets trapped by the pulverizer, then gets hammered there. Uno, once again, searching for a win. I'm surprised they haven't started the count out. I think there is. Oh, never mind. The pulverizer once again gets Armageddon out of there. Okay, now it does look like Armageddon has officially stopped moving, so I think we're good. Oh no, Armageddon's still there, I think. Still kicking. Uno trying to survive. I mean, it wants a knockout here. Armageddon is not even at half bar yet. That's actually really impressive. You know, credit to where it's due. Armageddon has survived a lot of the collisions here. Now, if only it had an actual weapon, you know, it could do something. But Uno, this is just Uno's fight. Uno almost got nicked by the kill saws there. 10 seconds left. Can Uno maybe flip him out of the arena? That's his best bet. Ooh, big shot by Uno there. Looks like this fight is going to go to the judges, but I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win this. So yeah, Uno won by unanimous and wide decision, so congratulations, Uno. Now we go on to Juicy Pepper versus Doomba. Both bots currently 1-0. So let's see which one goes 2-0. Alright, let's see which bot gets that 2-0 record. Juicy Pepper with a good hit there. Doomba currently just waiting to get a good shot with that undercutter. Juicy Pepper kind of getting floundered right now. Wow, big shots by Doomba there. Doomba gets itself flipped. Can Juicy Pepper capitalize? Yes, he can. Now we move on to the penultimate fight of the night. Rescue Force versus Overkill. Rescue Force currently 1-0 after a good win against Buckeye. Overkill also 1-0 against Mammoth. Let's see what happens. Alright, let the bot battle begin. Overkill getting Rescue Force pinned up by that blade wedge, and Rescue Force trying to get under Overkill. Rescue Force, very unique type of robot. A 4-wheel design drum spinner. It's getting some good hits though. They took off a wheel of Overkill, and looks like a wheel came off of Rescue Force as well. But Overkill obviously in more danger here. Rescue Force, oh, there it is. A big win by Rescue Force. It goes on 2-0. Meanwhile, Overkill is now 1-1. So let's go on to our main event. Bulldozer and Witch Doctor. Bulldozer lost a fight to a very powerful Flipper and Metal Siege. Witch Doctor lost to Endgame. These are two robots that, you know, they may be 1-1, but no one's counting them out yet. And with a main event win, either could definitely get the win in. Bulldozer So, advantages and disadvantages. The big advantage Bulldozer has in this fight is going to be its versatility. Witch Doctor only has one weapon. Bulldozer has its lifter and its spinner. So it's going to need to use that to, you know, pin Witch Doctor, and I think it does have some good grappling skills in there. However, Witch Doctor does have the more powerful weapon against Bulldozer. And a big thing of note is that Bulldozer, Witch Doctor has a fork configuration, while Bulldozer only has the current configuration with the wraparound wedge and two forks at the front. So, if Witch Doctor comes in with that fork configuration, I think Bulldozer is going to be in a lot of trouble. So, let's see how this main event happens. Alright, let the main event begin. Witch Doctor gets a good first initial hit on Bulldozer. Bulldozer currently needing to regroup. Meanwhile, they both meet in the pulverizer. Witch Doctor flips Bulldozer over, corners it. Some more good hits by Bulldozer here. Witch Doctor has Bulldozer just pinned up against the screws right now. Now, it's Bulldozer does not look like it's at its best right now. Witch Doctor throwing Bulldozer to the wall. Now, there's a good lift by Bulldozer. Bulldozer getting some great shots in. Wow. These two looking for some redemption. Bulldozer gets Witch Doctor pinned to the corner now. Now it's looking like it's Bulldozer's fight. Kind of a back and forth brawl going on. Witch Doctor. Looks like it's Witch Doctor's turn to get some hits in. It looks like it threw it out of the arena. So a big win by Witch Doctor to go on 1-1. And that was a very impressive showing by Witch Doctor. Bulldozer also had some good hits in too, but it's 0-2. It's in a much more dangerous spot now. But I'd say a lot of robots have shown a lot of redemption that they needed to show here. Uno got back to 1-1, showed that it is a contender of the series. Couple robots that needed to prove themselves. Osprey, for example, did great against Lumas Plow. Rescue Force managed to knock out Overkill very quickly. Siren, also great win, but I'd say the fight of the night has to go to Emulsifier versus Danger Zone. Danger Zone just barely pulling out and squeaking the win against Emulsifier. It was an incredible comeback by Danger Zone, and I can't wait to see more of it. But that will be all for this episode of Annihilation RC. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.